you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
Hello and welcome to GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Cynthia, and I'm joined here today with my co-host, Sarah.
Hello. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. It was my mom's birthday on Thanksgiving.
Oh, nice.
So a day and night full of celebrations, which carried on throughout the weekend. And I actually went to the snow.
Oh,
Black Friday.
See, that makes me laugh because I grew up in Montana, and whenever someone says go to the snow, that's the thing. Let me just tell you, people who are listening and maybe don't understand that. In Northern California, it doesn't snow, so you go to the snow. And it just, I don't know. It makes perfect sense, but it still always makes me giggle.
Right, because you're from Montana, so that's like
yeah,
when you step out your door, snow comes to you.
Yeah,
you don't need to go to the snow. But that's why I wanted to mention it to you because I knew you'd get a little giggle out of it. But I was definitely not prepared for the snow. So I went to this area called Apple Hill, which is it's about an hour and a half away from where I live.
Oh yeah, I saw pictures of people cutting their Christmas trees at Apple Hill and there was snow.
It's really cute, very picturesque, aesthetically pleasing. Mm-hmm. Even when there's not snow, I've gone during the fall time when it's just, the color of the trees are changing and obviously no snow. And it's beautiful regardless what season you go. And I was not prepared for the snow. I knew it was going to be cold. And we didn't find out it was going to be snowing until my sister logged into her Instagram and she saw a friend of hers post a picture of Apple Hill and it was covered in snow. And I was wearing Nikes. So definitely not, I was not in snow gear.
Better than flip-flops, but yeah, I mean.
So, at least I had a jacket and gloves, but I wore the wrong pair of shoes. Like, after a certain point, my toes actually became numb. So I was like, I don't even think I'm cold. But honestly, I was having a great time. We were celebrating my mom's birthday, so no complaints. It was a great weekend. How about yours?
Nice.
I talked enough. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was nice. It was quiet, and then we it was quiet. We went to friend's house on Thursday, and then just kind of hung out and got stuff done around the house through the weekend. But I was going to tell you that it's funny that your mom's birthday was on Thanksgiving because we have another employee here at the GSMC Podcast Network whose birthday was on Thanksgiving as well. And he was saying how much he liked the Thanksgiving episode that we did for health and wellness. He was like, he mentioned your dad and the tortillas.
The tortillas. If you guys haven't listened to it, go to our previous episode. We do give you some wellness tips on how to have a healthier and happier holiday, which you can also apply for not for Thanksgiving, for Christmas.
Christmas, yeah. Hanukkah, anything you got coming up.
Exactly. And it is a wonderful time of the year. I love this time of year. I feel like a lot of people, people are either super stressed out or you're extremely happy like I am. So I know. And honestly, I think it's because I'm not doing any of the planning. Like I'm still at that age where my mom handles
doing it all. Nice.
Right. So like she's the stressed out one. I'm like big chilling. Like I'm just like, where are we going? And then I end up there. So that is what today's episode is pretty much going to cover, is how to de-stress during the holidays. And unfortunately, during this time of the year is when a lot of people die, actually.
It is, actually. Yeah. It's called the death month from Thanksgiving to New Year's. Mm-hmm. More people die.
Which is yeah, I didn't know that. And that's so sad. But I can see why. I mean, you having to, if you're like a married couple or not, having to debate like which side of the family or friends you're going to be spending the holidays with, and if you have kids, all like the holiday treats you have to send off to your kids' school, or just like the shopping and the crowds. That's really, I feel like, what stresses people out, is probably going to like shopping malls and trying to hit every holiday party that you get invited to. So I can definitely see how most people or some people may feel not the most wonderful during the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah, it can be hard for a lot of people. I mean, it can be hard for people who are lonely. It can be hard for people who have experienced a loss. I mean, it can be hard, beyond just like the festivities and the stress. There's all kinds of reasons that people can be unhappy during this time of year.
I can absolutely see that too. And that's why before I actually get into your guys' cheat sheet for a happier holiday, I want to first talk about something that I just discovered. I have never heard of this condition before.
It's because you live in Northern California.
I know.
I'm just teasing.
No, true. And it's called seasonal affective disorder, and abbreviated for SAD.
Yep.
And I've never heard of these symptoms or of this disorder. And I'm going to list some of these symptoms for you guys, because maybe someone in your family, or maybe you even fall under some of these categories, and,
And people who are in the Northwest or in Alaska who experience this every year, stop rolling your eyes. Other people
I know.
live where there's sunshine and they don't understand seasonal affective disorder.
Right. So it's pretty much like seasonal depression. That was my understanding. So it typically occurs during the fall and it carries on throughout the winter months. And I wouldn't consider myself having this issue. I do get like a little like lazy and sad when like I don't see sunshine, but I definitely don't. I would not consider myself having seasonal affective disorder, which some of the symptoms are that you feel depressed most of the day, almost every day. You start to lose interest in activities that you once enjoyed, and just overall you have low energy. You're feeling sluggish, and you're just not feeling your best. You're not at your 100%. And I'm so sorry if you experience this, because again, I'm a California girl, so I did not even know about SAD, S-A-D. And the cheat sheet here that I'm going to be giving you guys, you can also apply these tips to if you do suffer from seasonal affective disorder. So here we go. Stay tuned for the upcoming tips I got for you guys. First one being sunlight, which is even just sunlight can stimulate the production of feel-good serotonin, and it actually can help relieve the seasonal depression or seasonal affective disorder that impacts millions of Americans. I read that it impacts around like 20% of the U.S. population, which I'm like, probably most people from like the Midwest.
So if you don't understand seasonal affective disorder, it can come like for instance, if you live in Alaska, it's dark many hours of the day during the winter. So you don't get a lot of sunshine. Or if you live like where I grew up in Montana, it's a tiny little valley that tends to get socked in with clouds. And so it's just gray and dreary day after day. And that is what causes seasonal affective disorder. Now, if you live on the eastern side of Montana, you get sunshine pretty much every day. It's freaking cold. It's 40 below zero, but it's beautifully sunny. So that just in case you're sitting there going, why would I be sad during the winter?
Right. I know I could definitely see that, like how the weather can alter one's mood and happiness. I actually have family who live in Alaska, and a couple of my cousins actually moved to Arizona, where it's much sunnier and hotter. And it could be for that reason. I don't know. I've never visited Alaska, so I would not know. But sunlight, and actually for those who do have seasonal affective disorder symptoms, they can gear towards phototherapy or like light therapy. So it's pretty much treatment using a box that emits full spectrum light, which I thought not that it's cool to have like those symptoms, but I didn't even know there was such a thing called phototherapy. So sunlight, you guys, it like whenever the sun's out, take advantage, step outside, go get some vitamin D. So that's tip number 1 I got for you guys. And then the second one is actually taking a whiff of citrus.
Interesting.
Right. And researchers studying depression have found that smelling citrus fragrances can actually boost feelings of well-being and can actually alleviate stress by upping levels of I'm going to try to say this.
Norepinephrine.
No, right. What she said. I'm like, I even spelled out how to like phonetically say it, and I still can't. So, and that is pretty much, it's a hormone that affects your mood. So, and I can definitely see, like, I feel like anytime I like smell an orange or get that whiff of citrus, it instantly puts me like in a happier mood. Like when I walk into Bath and Body Works, that's actually one of the scents I really like is actually like citrus, watermelon, especially during the summertime. But I mean, I can see why researchers and experts would suggest people who do have SAD to smell, or even if you don't have SAD, if this is just, these are all tips to help de-stress during the holidays. But I can definitely see how even something simple as smelling citrus can help alleviate one's mood. So.
You know, I hadn't heard that, but this time of year I like to put on the stove, you know, something to make the house smell good. You know, it might just be a couple of tea bags and some cinnamon, but I always go out. We have a Meyer lemon tree in our backyard, and so I go out and grab a lemon and chop it up and throw it in that, and then it makes the house smell. And I didn't realize citrus was a mood enhancer, but so it's a good thing that
we're learning something new every day.
Yeah.
Even us. And the next one is walking. So even a brisk like half-hour walk every day can actually decrease anxiety as well. And it's something with the rhythm and repetition of your steps and the way like your arms are swaying back and forth that has a tranquilizing like effect on your brain. And I could definitely see, like, I actually go on walks because I have to walk my husky. And I love going on my walks. Like, it definitely is therapeutic for me. And I do highly suggest for those who are under a lot of stress or just, again, it kind of goes hand in hand with if the sun's out, you know, you can kind of go on a walk. So, again, all of these are very simple things you can do. You don't even need to spend money to
right. And if you live somewhere where, you know, you're getting a ton of snow right now or throughout the winter, then there are places you can walk indoors. I know mall walkers get a bad rap, but if you have no other place to walk, go walk in the mall.
That's a really good suggestion, actually, because if you live in colder areas like Montana, maybe you don't want to be walking out in the cold. So,
and it can be dangerous if it's icy and slick. You know, you don't want to fall. You know, so you know,
I know. I almost
be safe.
Oh my God! When I was at Apple Hill over the weekend, I almost slipped so many times walking on ice and snow. So definitely and today's Cyber Monday. So I think after today's show, I'm going to go home and I'm going to look up some deals for some snowshoes. And especially because I'm going to Tahoe for the upcoming weekend.
Oh,
so
there you go.
More snow. See, I'm going to get used to the cold here. And the next little tip here to help de-stress during the holidays is actually taking the supplement called 5-HTP. So pretty much what this is it's a naturally derived amino acid, and it comes from plants, and it's thought to increase serotonin levels, reduce anxiety, and can improve your sleep. So if you do, disclaimer here, if you take antidepressants or just any other medication, I would definitely suggest consulting with your doctor first, because this is more like of a mood enhancer, right? So you definitely don't want that clashing with the current medication that you are taking. Out of all the like tips I have for you guys to de-stress during the holidays, I probably would leave this for like the very end, just because I know not many people are very adamant about like taking like vitamins or supplements. So taking 5-HTP can help. I wouldn't say that's like, that wouldn't be the very first thing I'd suggest someone who is suffering from seasonal affective disorder or who is feeling very, very stressed during this time of year. And then the next one, this one I'm going to try right now as I'm talking.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah. And it's called squeezing your Hoku spot, spelled Hoku. Hoku spot. And it's the fleshy place between your index finger and thumb. And I want all of you listeners to try it right now. I'm trying it right now and I'm squeezing. And the Hoku spot, it is Chinese traditional medicine.
Okay, that's hilarious. I'm just going to jump in here because we're squeezing them in exactly the opposite ways.
Are we?
Yeah, so I'm going this way and you're going.
I'm going the opposite. Okay, so I'm going to do it the way Sarah's doing it. So placing, maybe I think you're doing it the right way, Sarah. So place the thumb on the top portion of your hand.
Yeah, you were trying to go around your whole hand, which
right.
I don't know if that, but okay, so you're going to, explain it and then I have a slight anecdote about this.
Okay, so again, you're placing your thumb in between that fleshy part between your thumb and your index finger, and applying firm pressure here for 30 seconds can reduce stress and decrease tension within your upper body. So I want all of you guys to try it. It says for 30 seconds. This is a traditional Chinese method. So I'm doing it right now, and keep pressing there during the break. And when we come back, we're going to keep diving more into some wellness tips for the holidays.
Still on the search of that one true love? On the limbo in this crazy world of dating, marriage, relationships? Well, listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Relationship Podcast, your one-stop podcast for everything about relationships.
Hello and welcome back to GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. And hopefully you guys are still squeezing your Hoku spots. I think that was a long enough break. So you guys can let us know in the comments if you feel more relaxed after squeezing that part, that fleshy part in between your thumb and your index finger.
So here's my quick story about that. I used to work with a guy and I didn't know that this was, like a traditional Chinese remedy for stress. But when we worked together and he said in public speaking situations, or if you're nervous or you feel like you're going to cry, that's something that you can do before, or even while you're speaking.
Interesting.
And that it helps you to, so it's kind of the same thing. It helps you to relax. It helps you to de-stress. So that's how I learned about it.
You hear that, college students? You don't need to be petrified for public speaking classes anymore. Just squeeze that part.
Just squeeze your Hoku spot. Now I know what it's called. I just,
Well, no, and that's actually I'm going to give that tip. Hopefully my brother listens to this because he's currently taking a public speaking class, and he told me someone actually turned so pale and ran out and threw up, which I've heard many cases. A lot of people are more petrified about public speaking than they are jumping out of planes or anything like that. So that's actually a good tip right there.
Yeah.
And then the next one, it's so easy. Laughing can reduce your stress hormones.
And it doesn't matter if you're laughing for real or you just make yourself laugh. Mm-hmm. The endorphins are the same.
Right, I know. And Steve Wilson, so he's a psychologist, and he says that actually helps immune cells function better. And he's the founder, which is crazy to me. I didn't know this existed, but Steve Wilson, he's the founder of the World Laughter Tour. And that's an organization that offers therapeutic laughing training. I think I want to do that. I wonder what that entails. How do you click a button and people start laughing? Do you get tickled? So I didn't even know there was such a thing as the World Laughter Tour.
I hope it's less awkward than when I had to do it at a conference where we all just stood in a circle and then they said, start laughing.
Oh God. Is that like an icebreaker?
No, it was for this. They said laughter, even if you aren't laughing at something, can be beneficial. So then they made us stand in a circle and just laugh randomly. And I'm like, okay. And then eventually you kind of start laughing because
it's just awkward.
It's just so silly. But I was like, why am I here?
Right. You're like, why am I here? That's funny. But yeah, laughing. So super easy. It doesn't cost you anything. And then the next way there's actually a really helpful one. How you can de-stress during this time of year is actually getting out of the house and celebrating the holidays out, eating out at a restaurant. So if your family often picks at each other, or you guys tend to bicker a lot during family reunions at the holiday table, then maybe instead of going to someone's house and celebrating there, take it somewhere public, because being in public actually discourages loud voices and bad behavior. So if your family tends to fight a lot, then maybe opt for eating, mimosas. Mimosas have brunch or a dinner at restaurants. I'm not sure if like restaurants are open during Christmas Day. Maybe Denny's.
Sometimes they are. Like
Denny's would be, it's 24 hour, but I think that was a good helpful tip, because I know this time of year is not all about like harmony and peace for everyone. I can definitely see how some broken families can suffer during this time. So maybe that could help your family out if you have members that don't really get along.
But be on your best behavior. Don't go out and act the way you would at home. Yeah, you don't want to make it awkward for everyone else who's eating at the same place and you guys are screaming at one another.
Right. And that would just make it awkward for anybody else who's like in that restaurant with you.
Yep.
And then the next one to help de-stress, and this is a tip I honestly need to apply and really work on. Eating breakfast before drinking my coffee.
No.
I know. I'm so used to waking up. That's actually one of the things when I go to bed at night, I look forward to waking up in the morning for a fresh cup of coffee or two. But so caffeine on an empty stomach can actually cause your blood sugar levels to spike, which can cause attention problems and increase irritability and increase your anxiety, which me personally, I find this to be true. Like sometimes the first thing I do when I drink coffee, it makes me more anxious for some reason. Like I'm already an anxious person, so I feel like having coffee first thing in the morning kind of heightens it for me. It may not be for everyone, but for me personally, it is. Mm-hmm. And I also read that coffee on an empty stomach can cause your stomach lining to break apart. Mm-hmm. And so that's when I definitely need to apply it to myself.
I know,
but it's hard.
People with ulcers and stuff have to be careful with right, because there's a lot of acid in coffee. So
exactly.
Yeah, I find coffee though. I have a lot of anxiety, and I still find coffee in the morning, whether I've eaten or not. It's less about the coffee and more about the soothing, like, I just have this warm cup of coffee and I have it in my hand. And so for me, it doesn't affect my anxiety, which is crazy because everything else does.
Everything else. Well, that's great that coffee kind of soothes you and keeps you not like that. But yeah, sometimes for me, I'm just like even more anxious after drinking coffee. But at this point, I can't even stop because it's a habit now. Like,
well, yeah.
I don't even think like, I think my body is now tolerant to caffeine. So whether that's like tea or espresso, whatever it is, how you said, I like just the soothing, like it's warm and it's cold outside. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's a habit now. It's a ritual for me now. So,
yep.
But I'm definitely going to try and eat before drinking my coffee. We'll see how that goes for me.
Good luck.
She's like, good luck.
No, I mean, good luck. I hope it works.
And then the next one, turn up the tunes, aka listen to music. So again, if you're feeling anxious, listen to your favorite music. Doesn't matter if it's rap, country, Christmas, jingle bells, anything. Research from the University of Maryland shows that hearing music you love can help relax your blood vessels and increase blood flow. So it's just very calming. And I mean, again, these are all very like easy, simple things you can do. What do you like to listen to, Sarah, when you're feeling anxious? Like, are you the type of person you turn to music?
Sometimes I haven't been listening to a lot of music because I listen to so many audiobooks when I'm in the car. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if it's just something that I can sing along to, that's usually what I like. And I've got various playlists that I turn to depending on what mood I'm in.
Mm-hmm. So do I. I have a playlist in my phone called the Cloud9 playlist, and that's like my soothing R&B song. So just anything very easy to listen to. When I'm anxious, I don't like to listen to rap or hip hop. I do love hip hop music, but not when I'm when I'm feeling a lot of anxiety.
Right.
Which makes sense because again, that can like probably spike it.
Right. So all the bass and the yeah.
All right. And then the very last wellness tip here I have for you guys to help de-stress is going tech free, which Oh,
Everyone, half our listeners all just went, wait, what?
Right. I know it's hard. And this is probably the most important one, constant like cell phone buzzes and notifications. You're just not living in the present. And I feel that's the biggest thing with, if you have anxiety or not, that we're constantly either living in the past or we're living in the future, and especially in the future, right? So usually people who have some type of anxiety, including myself, you're constantly thinking about like, what's next? What do I have to do? So just kind of unplugging for a moment from your cell phone or other tech devices and really just practicing being mindful and living in the moment can absolutely help alleviate your stress and just put you in a better mood. So during this holiday, I challenge you guys, whether you're eating dinner, breakfast with your family, whatever you're celebrating, just enjoy spending time with your loved ones or by yourself. Some people want to be by themselves during the holidays. And just try to not check your phone or your laptop or your iPad for every 5 to 10 minutes.
Apple Watch.
Right. Oh yeah, Apple Watch too. It's like right on your wrist. So going tech free, I think that's the most beneficial one I can give you guys. So I'm going to quickly review all of the tips to help, again, alleviate seasonal depression / affective disorder. So getting some sunlight, smelling citrus, walking, taking 5-HTP, which is a supplement, squeezing your Hoku spot. That one's one of my favorite ones. Laughing, getting out of the house, eat out if you have family members that fight a lot. Eat breakfast before you drink coffee, listen to music, and once again, going tech free.
Some of these you can do all at once. You can walk in the sunshine while listening to music without your phone and squeezing your Hoku spot.
See, it's multitasking here.
There
Practicing
you go.
Multitasking. So, and on that note, we're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to give you guys some gift ideas for the health obsessed people in your life. So we'll be back.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Hello and welcome back to GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. And we're moving on to some gift ideas for those who are into health, wellness, fitness, all the things I absolutely love. And these gift ideas, I'm giving like a big hint to my family, my friends. So boyfriend,
Cynthia's
if you're listening.
family and friends and boyfriend.
I know.
Get a pen. Pause this right now and go get a pen and a piece of paper.
Right. And I feel like, again, these are all great gift ideas. I feel like the majority of the items I'll be listing are pretty inexpensive. I found most of these through Amazon, Marshall's, Target, or even like your local drugstore or grocery store. So very accessible items. So let's get into it because I'm excited. First one being a Himalayan pink salt lamp. This is an item I don't have. Number one on my list. Mom, if you're listening. No, I'm kidding. So
I've heard of them. I've never had one.
No, they're very just cute. Himalayan salt lamps, they just create a very like warm and inviting ambience. So for those of you who don't know what it is, it's pretty much like a light bulb surrounded by like, it almost looks like crystals, but it's not. It's like orangey pink,
Well, wouldn't it be salt crystals? Or, I mean, is it actually made of Himalayan pink salt?
I'm not sure. Like the ones I see on Marshall's, probably not. But there's like, when I used to live in Santa Barbara, there was a yoga studio that had a Himalayan pink salt cave. So people go in those caves.
I've seen those other places.
And like breathe in. There's no like there's no evidence or science-based evidence backing up the supposed health benefits of like inhaling the salt, but it's something they say from the lamp that releases like, I don't know, I'm not a chemist here. I'm not good at science, but something with like ions and...
It says here that they remove positive ions from the air.
Yes.
Although you'd think you'd want the positive, but I'm sure that's something...
Mm-hmm. But again, I think when I was reading up on the health benefits, there needs to be more evidence, scientific evidence to back those claims up. So that's why I didn't really want to mention them. But you guys can look them up. But it just creates a really warm and relaxing ambience, and it can help you just wind down before bedtime. And again, that can also just go hand in hand with the whole de-stressing during the holidays. If you do have like trouble sleeping at night, definitely something you can sleep with at night. It's not too much light where it's disturbing you, but it provides enough where it relaxes you and you can just knock out.
Nice.
So I think that's a great gift idea. Second one is aromatherapy heating pad. So Sarah was literally just talking about her back was hurting right now.
Just thinking that. Yeah.
So if you suffer from lower back pain or just any type of like pain, or you want to relieve soreness from a workout, this is highly beneficial. A nice like heating pad. Also really good and highly beneficial for menstrual cramps. So
how does the aromatherapy part of it work? Because I mean, I've always had a heating pad, but
right. So that I actually found on Amazon, an aromatherapy heating pad, and I'm assuming that when I was reading up that the heating pad, I can't remember the specific brand I was looking at, and that's why I wrote it down. But it releases something with like the scent, the herbal scent. I like aromatherapy scents can include eucalyptus, which that one is probably my favorite aromatherapy scent. I can't think what's another aromatherapy scent?
Lavender is a very popular one.
Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of lavender. Is
I'm
that
allergic to lavender.
Oh, so you're like no lavender
no.
here. Yeah. So I'd go with eucalyptus. It's very calming, and it's said that scent is said to be a stress reliever. But yeah, you're looking it up right now, but I can't think right now exactly how it works. But I'm assuming it releases some type of scent in the air. So it helps, again, all to relax.
Oh, this is one of those microwavable heating pads, which you could make yourself with rice or flaxseed or something. And then you would just I would assume you would just put scent that would be released when it was microwaved. But I don't know exactly how it works.
I don't know. Maybe I don't want to wait for Christmas. It's Cyber Monday, so maybe I'll just try and snatch it today after the show.
We'll check in with her next week and see if she got one.
And a good thing about all these gifts, really quick, you guys, is it's good not even just for like, fitness. It's good for like the mind, body, and soul. That's kind of what when I was trying to group gifts together, that's kind of what I was thinking. How can your loved ones take care of your mental health? I feel like that's so important, and it ties in with the whole message of trying to de-stress during this time of the year. So again, I think all of these gifts are great. I just had to say that. And moving on, a foam roller or a certificate to get a massage. So foam roller, again, very inexpensive. I just got one at Marshall's for like $10. And again, a foam roller just kind of helps relieve that tension, soreness in your muscles. So aromatherapy heating pad or just a heating pad along with the foam roller would be a great gift. Or getting a certificate to get a massage, which I got that certificate. My mom gifted to me actually for my birthday, and I loved it. I feel like that's like a perfect gift to give someone who you don't even have to work out a lot. It's just, again, like Sarah, who just said she was experiencing some back discomfort. So
who wants to give me a gift certificate for a massage right now?
Or even better, if you're on a budget, you don't even have to get a gift massage. You can gift them one. Gift your partner, your friend, whoever, a nice little rub down. I'm sure anyone will appreciate that.
Husband, if you're listening.
And then the next one is actually CBD oil or CBD products, which again, all of these products are very accessible And I've seen a lot of CBD products and oils being sold at like Whole Foods or your local grocery store. And there's a lot of health benefits to using CBD oil. So just to clarify, CBD is not the same thing as THC. So that's like the psychoactive part of marijuana. So I want to clarify, this is not marijuana.
We're not trying to get you high.
No, no, absolutely not. So CBD is an appealing option for those who are looking, again, to relieve pain. And it's again, it's not mind altering. So this is something I had to explain to my mom because my mom just became a CBD user. And like I said, my mom, she's super like old school, like not into trying any of that stuff. And when she tried CBD cream for the first time, my mom suffers from fibromyalgia. So she experiences a lot of like tenderness in her joints and all of that not so fun stuff. And she rubs CBD oil on her, mainly on her like elbows and wrists. Because she does a lot of typing and she's like obsessed with it. Like so I definitely, okay, actually mom, don't listen to this podcast because I'm probably going to get you some CBD oil. So don't listen now. Don't listen now.
It's too late. Sorry, Cynthia's mom. Now you know.
I know. And then the next gift that I think is also, again, these all kind of tie in together, is like a bath spa set, which that can include like essential oils, some bath bombs, like a face mask or sheet mask. And I feel like if you bundle those together in like a basket and give it to your loved one, it's a nice way to give them the high-end spa experience, but without paying the high-end price.
Right.
Right.
Or having to leave the house for those who would like to just stay home. And
you could just, and you can also give them some like candles, a bottle of wine. So all of that, like I feel like if you group it in like a cute little basket, that'll make a really great gift for, again, the health obsessed in your life. And then the next one is a finger labyrinth. And
is it a labyrinth made out of fingers? That's gross.
No,
that's just wrong.
It's like the size. The ones I've been seeing on Amazon, they're like the size of a coaster.
Okay.
And again, this is all pretty much to like help relieve stress. So you like follow the pattern. It's kind of like a maze.
Oh, so you just use your finger.
You use your finger, right? So
okay.
They suggest like people who suffer from like anxiety or depression to follow that path, and that's just kind of like a soothing way to, again, just kind of help de-stress and a little bit of a mood enhancer in a way. So, and the first time I even heard of a labyrinth, when I was going to school at UCSB, at the beach, they actually have a labyrinth made out of like stones. And you kind of, so that's the first, because prior to that time, I've never even heard of a labyrinth or what that even was. So you follow that path, and it's the same thing as a finger one. So you just like walk that path, and it's supposed to be just very calming, very relaxing moment.
But with the finger labyrinth, again, you don't have to leave the house, but you also don't have to find a physical labyrinth, which, you know, they're around, but you have to know where one is.
Yeah. And I feel like almost you can do this. You can even like with the pen and paper, just like draw your own. I feel like if you do, if you need to do something like with your hands, or again, if you just suffer from anxiety, I feel like that can also be a very calming way to relieve that type of stress and anxiety in your life. So that one, I feel like I want to purchase all of these gifts. Like every single gift idea I'm listing for you guys, I need in my life. So mom, don't listen. Boyfriend, listen. Take notes. And then the next gift idea is a yoga anatomy coloring book, which right. So I'm like, this is definitely for like the yoga enthusiast, or even if you're not into yoga, it's just a fun way to mix in like coloring. And
there's a ton of adult coloring books
right.
out anymore.
And it's educational. So, and it's a way easier, cheaper, more accessible way to learn about the human body and human anatomy. So, I don't know if you know, Sarah, but when I like human anatomy, like there's apps, right, that tell you like where the joints are, the muscles, and so on. Okay. You have to pay for it.
Oh, sure.
When I was studying for my my personal training exam, I tried to. I mean, I didn't want to buy a book because I didn't want to like I don't know. I'm more like a digital learner, and they wanted to charge me like $4.99 a month to use the app. I'm like, don't I get like a free trial first?
Right.
So yeah, a yoga anatomy coloring book. So I think that was a cute little idea there.
Yeah, for the med student or the whatever it is, the person in your life.
Right.
It
doesn't yoga or just like anybody who's intrigued or interested into the human body. I think it's a great gift. All right. Moving on to number 8 is a gratitude journal. And this, I was reading up on the benefits of having a journal, and it has incredible physiological and psychological effects to using a gratitude journal. So getting into the groove of, waking, you could do this either when you go, before you go to bed or first thing when you wake up. And it's just nice to write down your reflections and set intentions, and that can just help you either go to bed on a more positive note, or if you're doing it in the morning, just helps you wake up with a more positive attitude in the morning. So I really love this idea, and I honestly feel like this is something I'm going to gift my friends.
Do you want to know something crazy though?
Tell me.
Journaling makes me more anxious.
Whoa. See, okay.
I overthink it. Like I overthink if it's a great, like list things you're grateful for, then I like my mind goes blank and I can't think of anything that I'm grateful for.
And then you like stress out.
And then I stress out because I have to be grateful for something. Right. My life sucks. Yeah. So definitely anxiety producing for me.
That's interesting. Well, maybe, from these other gifts, maybe there's other ways you can alleviate that like anxiety. So maybe,
right.
maybe
first I need the bath spa set, and then maybe I can journal.
That's so funny. But yeah, so I just think, not for you, Sarah, but maybe for other people who like journaling,
right.
or who want to get into it. I just think it's a really great way to help. Again, this helps you stay more mindful and just helps you focus more on the positive things in your life and not focus so much on the negative, because as we all know, the negativity can definitely weigh you down and definitely weigh your spirits down. So I love the idea of a gratitude journal. And then the next one, super simple, super easy, is a reusable water bottle. It helps, you help them stay hydrated and you help save the planet.
Yep.
What better, easier gift? And again, you can find super cheap reusable water bottles at Target.
A million of them out there.
So many with so many designs.
Yeah.
And I have gone through so many. I've gone through like 10 water bottles because
she leaves them places.
I left them so many times in like bathroom stalls, or like I actually left it here one time actually. Yeah, I'm so terrible. So I think I need to like glue it to like my wrist or something because I've gone through way too many. And I like the hydro flasks. So those are like $30 to $40.
Oh my goodness.
I know. But I like it because it keeps your drinks cool for like 24 hours. So, but you definitely don't have to like invest in a $30 water bottle. You can definitely opt for like the $10 option at Target, which again, they sell really cute ones. So reusable water bottle, another great gift idea. And then the next one, which I feel like this gift can tie in with the gratitude journal, is mindfulness cards, which I saw these on Amazon. And on one side of the card, it has like an inspiring quote or a phrase. And then on the other side, it has a more in-depth, goes into more detail about that said phrase. And these mindfulness cards, you can use them to set intentions. They could be placed around like your home or office as daily reminders, again, to like help stay positive or whatever the card may say. So I feel like the mindfulness cards can tie in really well with the gratitude journal, because they both practice just trying to stay in the present, live in the moment, and again, just trying to lift your spirits up. And I'm almost done with all these gifts. These are all, I hope you guys are taking notes of these gift ideas, because I made up the list, so I obviously am going to think that they're good gifts. And then this is for like the fitness enthusiast, the bodybuilder in your family or friend, or supplements. You can easily buy them their favorite protein or their favorite protein bar or vitamins. So again, all of those I think are great. And then last but not least is just creating like a health basket for your loved one's favorite health needs. So again, if you don't want to like individually buy these, you can group all of these into a cute little basket, write a cute card with it, tie a cute little ribbon with it. And I'm saying cute a lot because I think everything's cute. But yeah, so again, those are the 12 gift ideas. I'll go through them really quick again. So the Himalayan pink salt lamp, the heating pad, foam rollers, CBD products, a bath spa set, a finger labyrinth, the yoga anatomy coloring book, a gratitude journal, a water bottle, mindfulness cards, and supplements. So let me know in the comments, you guys, if you actually do purchase one of these items for your loved one in your life. And on that note, you guys, we're going to wrap up today's episode. So hopefully these tips and these recommendations you guys actually use and you guys actually find helpful. I know I've already been applying some of these to my own life, and I'm going to hold myself accountable and try to drink coffee after my meal. So let me know in the comments if you guys actually take these notes in. And on that note, thank you guys so much for listening to today's podcast. Don't forget to leave Sarah and I some nice comments, 5 stars, because we love 5 stars. And don't forget to subscribe to us so you don't miss out on any episode. And again, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on next week's episode.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Health and Wellness Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.